Hey everyone, this is Scott Weidenkivowitz. Really quick, I wanted to, I was in the middle of editing some photos for a client, and I wanted to show you my process of going through this very quick in Lightroom. Now, I've got thousands of photos for this client. It was a very big job, and he's slowly going through and choosing which photos he needs for the book that he's writing. And so I'm going through these, and now I have to do some pretty basic edits to it because it doesn't need to be anything crazy. It just needs to be some contrast, some white balance correction, some sharpness, things like that. There are the situations where I also have to remove an outlet that was on the wall that we had to shoot. I took background paper and actually rolled it across the floor and sort of up the wall a little bit. You can actually see the seam right here. And I did this because we had a very wide space because they were doing full sparring. They weren't doing this too slow. They were going full speed. And so I had to capture it, and they were going to be moving all around this little space, wide space actually. So the background is just the wall of this room, and so I took a piece of really bright orange-ish peach color type thing of paper, taped it over the outlet. That way, it's very easy either in Lightroom or in Photoshop, depending on what the situation is, for me to remove that afterwards. So that's what I'm doing right now. And so I want to show you my process. First, I made two different presets for the client. This is specific to this client's job. And what it's doing is, one is doing the basic toning, and the other is for when, if the light changed a little bit, because we did have one window, so when shadows picked up and whatnot, I had to adjust. So I have one that just brings down the highlights a little bit. And so two different presets. Typically, I'm using the main one, and I'm going through, and let me get to the next one I need to do. So that's this one. Okay, so let's say this is the photo I just did. I just adjusted the cropping a little bit. Let's go to a little bit more towards the center. And then when I go to the next one, I just hit previous. And all it's doing is it's taking all the settings from the previous edit and putting it here. So it's actually taking the preset, it's taking all my adjustments. It's even taking my spot removal, which obviously needs to be changed. So I'm just going to go through and quickly remove that 1, 2, 3, and it actually missed a little bit. Usually Lightroom is very good about this, especially when it's such an obvious thing to take out, but sometimes it does miss it. And for some reason right now it hasn't missed it at all for the first 100 photos, but now it's missing it every time. So I'm actually going to take it. Oh, there it goes. That's where I needed it on the other side. So that's the photo. Now I'll go to the next one, and then I'll hit previous again. And you'll see it's going to crop it. And again, it's going to need me to adjust this. I'll need see, as you can see, it changed. And I'll need to adjust the cropping. Really funny, it hasn't messed up this entire time until I started recording. So let's do this again. And there we go, now it's gone. So, I could be using different types of software. I could use Photoshop if I needed to. Let me hit previous. I could use Photoshop if I needed to, but that would be more work. I'd have to leave Lightroom for each photo when I need to remove this outlet. Not every photo I need to remove the outlet, but the ones where I do need to remove it, I want to go as quick as possible, and if I don't have to leave Lightroom, I don't want to. So I could go to Photoshop, I could go to On1 Software, I could go to MacFun. There's a lot of different places I could go, but for speed purposes, because I'm trying to go as fast as I can, not trying to knock these out for the client without billing him too much, so I'm trying to go through as quick as possible, like I just said, and just doing it this way. So I'm going to the next image, hitting previous, and taking the previous edit, settings, and then I'm moving the crop if I need to, and then again if I have to, I'm also removing the outlet, but I don't have to do it every single time, which is a beautiful thing. And there we go. So look at that. Now, what's really cool is when there's consecutive, so if they move, and if there's a consecutive photo, it's just going to do the same exact settings. I don't need to adjust anything, but you can see here, they just moved again, so I have to slide them over, and then we'll have to remove the outlet once more. Now, that's pretty much, that's how I'm doing this. Now, there actually are 10,000 photos for this job. 10,000 photos. The client actually only needs a certain amount. Client only needs 743 in the end, but because the client needed full sparring, and not slow down, posing of the shots, I had to use a Nikon D4 in order to capture the speed required for these photos. And I was also using alien bees. Let's see, I'm going to apply the presets to the one that's a little too dark. Okay, so I'm also using alien bees. Actually, I'm using an Einstein for this, for the front light. The alien bees could not keep up so well with the speed of the Nikon D4. So I'm really using an Einstein to light the main light for them, for the two guys, or single guys in each one, as need be. The Einstein was able to keep up with the speed of the Nikon D4 on continuous low. I had the ISO up pretty high. ISO is at 1000 for all these photos. I'm using a 24 to 70 millimeter lens in order to be able to zoom in and zoom out depending on the situation, because the room was very wide but not very deep, so I could not stand back too far. And I was at around f5 the entire time at 250th of a second in order to go fast but still have the flash sync, as it should. So that is how I did this. If you have any questions, let me know, and don't forget to download my ebook where photography and karate merge, which also has some really cool stuff about photographing karate. So there you go. Thanks for watching.